it's not uncommon when one feels stuck in our society to somehow fight against that. Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen, in the Body Mind Centering that I study, she says that when she doesn't have time, she would just like fall down on the floor and stay there, lay there, not move until she had time. And what I'm realizing is how important deep rest is. Not just rest, not just sleeping. I think that we have the tendency also maybe to associate rest with sleeping. Yesterday I got home. I had a really pretty busy day, and I got home. I was at my family's house, and I knew that my nephews wanted to play with me, but I felt so exhausted, and I knew that I could push through it and just play anyway. But I decided to go up into my room, and I just went into child's pose, and I stayed there longer than I felt comfortable. I kept thinking, like, part of me kept thinking, like, oh, I need to get up and start doing things. Oh, I need to get up. And I just, every time I had that impulse, oh, I got to start getting up and doing something, I just let myself sink deeper and yield deeper into the rest until I was just, felt like I was really in relationship with gravity. And then I realized, okay, I can get up and actually move in the world in a way that I'm not like feeling exhausted and coming from that place. And so often when we're feeling exhausted, also decisions are coming from a place of exhaustion, and so it's more difficult to make decisions that fully support the body and what the body actually wants, because we often get out of touch with the body, and so paying that exquisite attention is more difficult. And then the other one, is that I think a lot of people now are in, especially this time of year, in this state of having the habit of being still a lot. And so when stuck, for me, it's not just about moving. I mean, that can be very helpful. Like if you just go move, like if you just go out and take a brisk walk, or do any kind of movement, it's probably going to move something, because movement helps to move the emotions. It moves things in the body. It moves energy. But I preferably believe that authentic movement is the most helpful to move feeling stuck. I've kind of been feeling stuck all day today, on and off. It's been a strange day. I woke up like really grumpy today. And so when I finally got to where I was going, I was traveling again today. I was like, I need to just go lay on the couch for a couple minutes. So I went, and again, I fell into gravity. I focused on my breath. I let myself rest. And then I was like, okay, now I want to go move, because I didn't move hardly at all throughout the day, which is very, very unusual for me. I'm usually moving a lot. And so I went outside underneath the full moon. I was looking up at the moon and dancing under the moon. And for me, the authentic movement, it's allowing your body to express what it is that it wants to express at that given moment. And those two things for me always are helpful, either one after the other, like movement and then rest, or rest and then movement. But when I'm feeling stuck, the combination of those two things, and authentic movement can even include, like if I'm resting and then all of a sudden I realize I want to move, like the authentic movement can even just be as subtle as this. And sometimes the most subtle movement is actually the most powerful, and the one that brings us into a state of allowing a different way of seeing something, a different way of being in the world, a different perspective, a new paradigm, a new thought. And so the rest, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to fully rest, even if you're not sleeping, going into a deep state of rest, and moving, are two things that I find really helpful, because I was also very much craving sweets before I went out to dance under the moon. And it hasn't completely been eliminated, but it's a lot less than it was. And so I noticed that if I'm not in that state of exhausted overwhelm, it's much easier to listen to the body. And in allowing authentic movement, there's just something really juicy there, and it gets life force flowing in the body. And then the body tends to awaken and maybe has more messages for me. Maybe it wants to move more, maybe it wants to be still. Play with it.